Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we at Morningscape Mindset Media have curated something special for you.
Oh, very exciting.
We're diving into simple yet super powerful practices for a calmer and happier mind, all based on Morningscape Mindset Media's blog post called The Mental Detox. Ready to unlock some tools for more peaceful you.
I think the listeners will love these.
Absolutely. So the post starts with this really interesting idea called VAR.
Yeah.
It's more than just, taking a break. It's about intentionally choosing joyful activities to relax, recreate, and just completely reset.
Yeah, and what's so cool is it emphasizes active engagement. Yeah. It's about consciously choosing activities that spark your creativity and bring you joy instead of just passively zoning out.
So it's about being intentional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the blog post even mentions things like dancing or painting or gardening, anything that can get you into that flow state and shift your mental energy.
So instead of just crashing on the couch after a long day, maybe I'd pick up my paintbrushes or head to the garden.
That's the idea. And studies have shown that when you actively engage in enjoyable activities, it can actually decrease stress hormones like cortisol and boost those feel-good neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about feeling better in the moment.
No, it's about creating a positive feedback loop in your brain.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like replacing those stress-inducing thought patterns with something positive and creative.
Yeah.
So what kind of long-term impact does that have?
Well, imagine constantly choosing joy and creative expression over stress and overwhelm. Over time, this can lead to increased resilience, better mood regulation, and even a greater sense of overall well-being.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So VAR is about actively choosing joy. The next practice the blog post talks about is ending your day on a positive note with an evening gratitude practice.
And this is where it gets really interesting. We all know gratitude is good for us, but this practice takes it a step further.
Okay, how so?
The blog post suggests listing 10 positive things from your day, no matter how small, and really reflecting on those moments, almost like celebrating them internally.
10 things. Some days, I'm not sure I could come up with 10. But I see what they're getting at. It's about actively training your brain to focus on the positive, even on those tough days.
Exactly. And here's where the neuroscience comes in. Research suggests that consistently practicing gratitude can actually rewire neural pathways in the brain, making it easier to notice and appreciate the good things in life. It's like building a positivity muscle.
So it's not just about feeling grateful in the moment. It's about changing how your brain processes information.
You got it.
That's amazing. What if we could train our brains to naturally focus more on the positive?
That's the exciting part. The more we practice gratitude, the more it becomes our default mode. We start to see the world through a more optimistic lens, even when faced with challenges.
Okay, I'm seeing how these practices build on each other. Actively choosing joy with VAR, and then rewiring our brains for positivity with gratitude. And the next practice the blog post explores is meditation.
Yes, meditation, which is often seen as the cornerstone of mindfulness, and for good reason.
For sure.
It's a powerful tool for clearing mental clutter and rejuvenating both mind and body.
I agree.
But for a lot of people, the idea of meditation can be intimidating.
I've tried meditating before, and I'll admit it can be tough to quiet that mental chatter. So what makes the Nissan method, the one mentioned in the blog post, so accessible for beginners?
The beauty of the Nissan method is its simplicity. It emphasizes finding a quiet space, focusing on your breath, and repeating a calming mantra. You don't need any special equipment or years of training to benefit from this practice.
So it's about creating a sense of stillness and focusing on the present moment, even if it's just for a few minutes. What kind of impact can that have on our mental state?
Even a few minutes of daily meditation can have profound effects. Studies have shown that it can reduce anxiety, improve focus, and even enhance emotional regulation.
Wow.
It's like hitting the pause button on your busy mind and giving yourself a chance to recharge.
Yeah.
It's like creating a sanctuary of calm in the middle of all the chaos of daily life.
For sure. And the blog post suggests starting small, just 5 minutes a day. But if just 5 minutes could make a real difference in how we handle stress and, navigate our emotions, that's pretty amazing. But there's another aspect of mental detox that the blog post explores that I think is even more interesting: the concept of faith.
This is where we get into the realm of spirituality and its impact on mental well-being. The blog post emphasizes that faith, in whatever form resonates with you, can provide incredible peace and strength.
Yeah, it's about having that sense of trust, that belief in something larger than ourselves, whether it's a higher power, the universe, or just the power of love and connection. But some people might say that relying on faith is passive, a way of avoiding taking responsibility for our own lives. How would you respond to that?
Well, that's a good point, and it is important to distinguish between blind faith and a more active, engaged form of faith. The kind of faith the blog post is talking about isn't about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's about drawing strength and inspiration from a source outside ourselves, which can then empower us to face challenges with courage and resilience.
So it's not about escaping reality, but about finding a source of support and guidance that helps us navigate life's ups and downs.
Exactly. Think of faith as like a mental and emotional safety net, a reminder that even when things are tough, we're not alone. And this can be incredibly empowering, especially during those times when we feel lost or overwhelmed.
It's like having an inner compass that helps us stay grounded and focused even when the storms of life are raging around us.
Okay, we've talked about VAR, gratitude, meditation, and faith, all these incredible tools for a mental detox. But what does a mental detox really mean in the bigger picture? Is it just about feeling calmer and happier?
It's about so much more than that. A mental detox is about consciously choosing thoughts, emotions, and actions that align with a more balanced and mindful state of being. It's not about denying the negative or pretending everything is perfect.
Yeah. It's about cultivating the mental and emotional resilience to navigate life's challenges with grace and clarity.
So it's not about escaping reality, but about equipping ourselves with the tools to thrive within it.
Precisely. And the transformative benefits of a mental detox are remarkable. We're talking about improved focus, increased happiness, greater emotional resilience, and even a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. These are all things that can profoundly impact our lives.
And the beauty is that these practices are accessible to everyone. You don't need any special skills or equipment.
Right.
It's about making small, intentional choices each day. And the blog post actually provides some actionable takeaways that listeners can implement right away.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this so empowering. It's not some abstract concept. It's about taking practical steps that can lead to real, tangible change.
So where do we start? What's one thing listeners can do today to begin their own mental detox journey?
The blog post suggests scheduling just 15 minutes each day for a joyful activity. Something that brings you pure pleasure, something that sparks your creativity and gets you into a flow state. Think about what truly lights you up and make time for it, even if it's just for a few minutes.
It's about prioritizing joy even amidst our busy schedules. And what about gratitude? How can we incorporate that into our daily routine?
Commit to writing down 3 things you're grateful for each night before bed. It doesn't have to be anything profound. It could be as simple as a delicious meal, a warm shower, or a kind word from a friend. The key is to make it a consistent practice.
It's about training our minds to focus on the good, no matter how small. And finally, what about meditation? What's a simple way to get started with that?
Dedicate just 5 minutes tomorrow morning to mindful breathing. You can do it while you're still in bed before you even start your day. Simply focus on the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body.
It's amazing how such small actions practiced consistently can lead to such significant changes in our overall well-being. It's like we're building a foundation for a calmer, happier, and more fulfilling life. It really is amazing, right? How these small practices can have such a ripple effect on our lives.
It is. The thing that fascinates me is how interconnected all of these practices are. VAR, gratitude, meditation, faith, they all kind of work together to create this sense of inner peace and resilience. It's like, weaving a tapestry of well-being.
I love that. And the blog post encourages us to share our own experiences and practices so we can, create a community of support and learn from each other. What resonates with you most from this whole mental detox approach?
For me, it's definitely the emphasis on intentionality. It's not just about passively hoping for a better mental state. It's about actually choosing those practices that cultivate peace, joy, and resilience. It's empowering.
Absolutely. It's about taking ownership of our mental well-being and making choices that support a calmer and happier mind. And of course, we have to give a shout out to Morningscape Mindset Media for this insightful blog post.
Yeah, definitely.
They offer so many resources for anyone looking for a more mindful and fulfilling life.
They really do. If you're interested in these mental detox practices, I highly recommend checking out the Morningscape Mindset Media website. They have articles, courses, and even other podcasts that are designed to guide you on your wellness journey.
It's a real treasure trove of resources just waiting to be explored. And before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. It's inspired by the blog post. How would intentionally cultivating peace and joy transform your life?
That's a great question. What shifts would you see in your relationships, your work, your overall well-being? What if you could approach each day with a greater sense of calm and purpose?
We all have the power to create a more peaceful and joyful life for ourselves. And it all starts with taking that first step. Maybe it's trying out a new gratitude practice, or scheduling time for VAR, or just committing to a few minutes of daily meditation. Whatever resonates with you, start small and be consistent.
Yeah. And remember, Morningscape Mindset Media is there to support you. So explore their website, connect with them on social media, and dive deeper into these transformative practices.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of mental detox. We hope you leave feeling inspired and empowered to cultivate a calmer, happier, and more fulfilling life. Remember, small steps taken consistently can lead to remarkable transformations.
Until next time, keep cultivating that inner peace and joy. You got this.